Hey yogis, welcome to Happy Hamstrings. You need a few things for this class. So if you have blocks, you're going to get out 2 blocks. If you don't, you'll be okay, or grab some books. And then really grab a strap. If you don't have a strap, use a belt, use a towel, whatever you've got in the house. Okay, let's get started. Come onto your hands and knees. Bring your wrists underneath your shoulders. Bring your knees underneath your hips, nice and square. Press down with the hands, elongate through the arms, draw the belly and the rib cage in, and then inhale, take an arch in the spine. Exhale, pull belly to spine around your back like a cat. We'll do this a few times. Inhale, reach the heart and the tailbone up. As you exhale, draw belly to spine, round like a cat. Breathe in, getting some movement in the spine. Breathe out, spread the skin of the back wide, pull the belly in, push the floor away. Inhale, arch. Exhale, push down as the belly lifts up. One more. Inhale, arch the spine. Exhale, navel to spine round. And then come back to that neutral spine position. Make sure you're right in the center. We'll take the right leg, reach it back. Square the hips towards the floor. Inhale, and then exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, send it out. Activate the back of the leg. Exhale, round in, kiss your knee to your nose. Inhale, reach it. Exhale, belly in, knee to nose. Reach, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, kiss the knee in. Inhale, exhale, belly in and up. And then this time, reach it out there. You can stay with just the leg, or for challenge, left arm's going to reach in opposition. Extend through the fingers, extend out through the foot. Draw the rib cage up, the belly in. Push down with the right hand into the floor. Feel your breath. Good. And then release it to center. We'll do that whole thing on the other side. So square off. Left leg reaches back. Keep your left hip in line with the right. Inhale, lengthen the leg out. Exhale, kiss the knee into the nose. Inhale, reach it out, lengthen. Exhale, belly in, knee pulls into nose. Breathe in, reach, feel the back of the left leg. Exhale, pull the belly in and kiss. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, round. Breathe in, reach. Exhale, knee in. Good. And then this time, leave the leg out there. Flex the foot. Right arm reaches in opposition. You've got to draw the core in. Rib cage draws in, belly in. Extend through fingers and toes. Spin that left inner thigh in and up. Feel the back of the left leg. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Release it into center. Lovely. Walk the hands about a hand print in front. We'll take downward facing dog. So hands shoulder width apart. And then just start to walk through the feet. So dropping the right heel and then the left. Bending the left knee, right heel down, thigh back. Bending the right knee, left heel heavy down towards the floor. Do that a few more times. Just starting to feel the backs of your legs start to get into the hamstrings, behind the knees. What do your calves and your ankles feel like? What do your feet feel like? Your spine, your arms. Good. And then leave that weight into the right heel. Press the entire right leg back. And maybe even lift the entire left leg up if you want extra weight. Keep the arms straight and strong. Push through the fingers, belly in. And then bring that foot down, downward facing dog, even out. And then switch. So bring all the weight onto the left heel, bend that right knee. Press the weight back into the back heel. The entire left thigh and leg moves back to the back of the mat. You can intensify it by lifting the entire right leg up. If that's too much, leave the foot on the floor. Keep pressing through straight, strong arms. And then bring that right foot down. Downward facing dog, both hands, both legs. Both thighs and legs are pushing way back. Start to breathe into the backs of the legs. The knees open up. Good. And then come forward towards plank pose. Strong. And then bend your elbows and slowly lower down to the floor. Good. Make a little pillow with your hands. Put your forehead down. Press the right toes down. Left leg lifts up. Feel the back of that left leg. And then put it down. Press the left toes down, right leg lifts up. Energize the entire line of the back of that leg. Lower the right leg down. Left leg lifts up. Belly's drawing in, jaws relaxed. And release. And left leg presses down as the right leg lifts. Again, just waking up the backs of the legs a little bit. And lower down. Good. Left leg lifts up again. Extend out through the toes. Really reach from the top of the hip and down. And right leg, straight, strong leg, lengthening through the foot and down. And right leg presses down, left leg up and down. And press through the opposite toes. Lift that right leg and lower down. Good. And then from here, I'm going to take a breath. Feel the spine. Climb up onto your elbows into Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders. Activate the legs. Press 10 toenails down into the floor. Widen across the chest. Lift the navel in. And then kick your butt with your left foot. Point, flex, point, and reach the leg away. And do it on the other side. So you're going to kick your butt with the right leg. Point, flex, point, and then reach it away. Good. 3 little kicks with the left leg. I'm going to kick, kick, and kick. And every time I kick, I'm squeezing the back of the leg a little bit. I'm going to kick, kick, and kick. Good. And reach it away long. Legs are super active. Keep kicking each side 3 times. Belly's drawing in and up. Spine is long. Chest is open. Upper back is wide. Gaze is easy. Good. A few more times. Lengthen out through the waist. Draw the navel in and up. Lovely. Feel your legs active, and then come down, forehead down, slide your hands under shoulders, press up to plank pose on an inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice work, yogis. Walk the feet up to meet the hands. Inhale, find some length in the spine. You could have your hands on the floor, your shins, or I like to use blocks. You can put them right underneath the shoulders. Press the thighs back and the heart forward. Inhale, and then exhale, fold. Hands can come back by the feet. We'll do that a few times. So inhale, either hands to shins or the blocks or the floor, lengthen. And then exhale, fold forward, hands by the feet. Good. And again, one more time. Inhale, lengthen, thighs back, lift the kneecaps, belly in and up. Exhale, press down through the feet, fold over your legs. Take a few breaths here and feel the big toe mounds pressing down into the floor. Good. Bend your knees. We're going to come to chair pose, Utkatasana. So sit down like you're sitting in an imaginary chair. Keep the hips low. Reach up with the arms. Draw the low belly in, back, and up. Keep shifting some weight back towards the heels. Feel the tailbone draw under slightly and pull out of the length of the waist. Easy in the shoulders, easy in the jaw. And then press through your strong legs to stand all the way up. Reach up through the waist. Grab your left arm with your right wrist and you'll bend up and over to the right. Keep pressing equally down through your feet. Let your hips move a little bit to the left. Draw the rib cage in and the tailbone down. Inhale, come up, lengthen, and then exhale, grab your grab your right arm with your left hand. Come up and over to the side. Side bending to the left. Tailbone is heavy. Belly and rib cage soft. Inhale, lift up. Really lengthen up like you're doing a handstand, but you're on your feet. Press down through the feet. Lift up through the waist. Look up at your hands. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, bring the hands right down through the heart. Good. All right, come to the top of the mat. We'll do a little bit of movement here. So starting in Tadasana, and then we inhale, lift up the arms, look up, exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the blocks or your shins, and then exhale, step your right foot way back, low lunge. And I love to use the blocks here. If you don't have them, fingertips could be on the floor. Strong, straight back leg. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Bring the hands down to the mat, step back to plank and lower your elbows, your body down onto the floor. Hands under shoulders. We're going to wave up into a cobra pose. Inhale, active legs, and then exhale, forehead back down. Inhale, peel the upper body off the floor, shoulders down and back, chest open. Exhale down. One more just like that. Inhale, lift the belly, heavy the tailbone, wave up. Exhale down, curl the toes under. Inhale, pull the rib cage in, belly in, come up to high plank, and then exhale, hips back for downward facing dog. Good. Inhale, rise up with the right leg. Exhale, bend your right knee, let your right hip open up. Press equally through the arms. Let that right hip sort of yawn open and keep pressing some energy into the outer left heel. Really reach the waist long, reach through the arms. Inhale, extend that leg, square the hips back towards the floor. Stay here for a breath or two. So feel the right hip now in line with the left. Pull the outer left hip back, the entire left thigh back, and then use the belly to bring the right foot all the way up between the hands. Grab your blocks again, bring them right underneath the shoulders. Inhale, press into the right big toe mound, extend the right leg any amount. Exhale, bend the knee, let the hips drop. Inhale, extend through the right leg. Exhale, bend and lower the hips. So you could do this with the hands on the floor or hands on blocks. Inhale, extend outer right hip back. Exhale and bend. Inhale, press through the right big toe mound to extend the right leg any amount. Exhale and bend. And then stay here in your lunge. We're going to climb up onto the front thigh. Hug the inner thighs in towards each other. Clasp your thumbs behind you, and you're pulling the arms apart, but your thumbs are staying connected. So sort of widening across the back, but opening the chest. Keep the front knee bending towards the ankle. Keep hugging your inner thighs in. Send your tailbone down, lengthen out through the back heel. And then bring the hands to your blocks on either side of that front foot. Lower the back knee gently down. Take a breath. And then on your next exhalation, you'll shift your hips back, extending that front leg, toes back towards the nose. Inhale. And then exhale, folding over that front thigh any amount for Ardha Hanumanasana. Lift up through the right thigh. Draw the right heel down into the floor and back. Scoop the belly in and feel the sternum lengthening towards the right big toe as the toes pulled back towards your nose. Breathe into the back of that right leg. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice any sensations. Good. Gently come out, come back to a lunge. Walk the blocks back forward, bend your front knee. Lift up through that back knee again, strong back leg. And then I'm going to walk the blocks way out in front. Take a few little hops so I can get the weight on the right foot and float the left leg up in line with the hip. So come up onto your fingertips on those blocks. Reach the heart forward, reach the leg back. Draw the belly in. Keep spinning the left inner thigh up towards the ceiling. Keep pushing through the inner and outer left heel. And feel the entire back of that left leg awake and alive as you drive down through the right leg. And then let that left leg lower in line with the right. Inhale, lengthen through the waist. Exhale, nice deep forward fold. You can bend your knees enough to sort of get the belly and the rib cage attached to the tops of your thighs, and then maybe even taking a bind here. So reaching back, grab the back of the calves with the hands, and then use your arms to gently draw the spine closer to the legs as you extend the back of the legs any amount here. No tension in the neck, no tension in the shoulders. Feel your breath. Be gentle, right? Not ripping into the hamstrings. We want to allow them to open up. Inhale, bend the knees, sit down into chair pose, rise up with the arms. And then press through the feet, lift up, gaze up. Exhale, hands into the heart. Good. All right, arms down by your sides. Inhale, lift up with the arms. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, take a halfway lift. Hands to the floor, shins or blocks. And then exhale, step your left foot way back. Strong, low lunge, so back leg is straight. Right? And then after you feel that strength of the back leg, you feel the engagement of the legs, right? We'll take those blocks out of the way and bring the hands down onto the mat. Step back through plank and bend the elbows to lower to the floor. Point the toes, hands into shoulders, waving up to cobra. Inhale, lift the heart, heavy the tailbone. Exhale, back down. As you breathe in, wave up towards a cobra. Exhale down. Inhale, legs are strong. Toenails press down as you lift the heart any amount. Inhale. Exhale, wave it back down. Curl your toes under, engage the legs. Inhale, lift the belly to come to high plank, nice and strong. Exhale, downward facing dog. Awesome. Inhale, left leg lifts up. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip out. Yawn that hip open nice and wide. Keep the outer right hip pulling back. Keep your arms nice and long and straight and strong. Keep pulling the belly in to support the width across the lower back. And then inhale, extend that top leg, square the hips back towards the floor. Really push out through that left heel, left inner thigh spins up towards the ceiling, belly engaged. Right, and then pull that foot all the way forward between the hands. Nice strong lunge. Bring those blocks underneath your shoulders. Good. Inhale, we're going to press into that left big toe mound now to extend that front leg any amount. And then exhale, lunge it back down. We'll do that a few times. Inhale, extending through that front leg any amount, and then bend back down. Inhale, draw the left hip back, stretch. Exhale, bend. And inhale, extend. Exhale, bend. One more. Inhale, extend. Exhale, let the hips drop, bend, and then stay in your lunge. Now hug the legs in, find your feet. When you have your balance, you'll climb up to your front thigh, maybe hands on the hips, right? You can drop the tailbone down, extend out through the back leg, let that front knee stay over the front ankle. And then hands could stay on hips, or you're gonna grab your thumbs behind you, drawing the arms away from each other to widen across the chest and the upper back. Keep lifting up through the waist. Keep heavying the tailbone down. Lots of energy through the back heel. Keep bending the front knee. Strong legs. Focus your mind. Inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands back down to the blocks. Lower that back knee gently down. We'll go to Ardha Hanumanasana. So shift your blocks and your hips back. Inhale, extend that front leg, pulling the toes back towards the nose. And then exhale, fold over that left thigh any amount. Lift the front of the left kneecap up and in. Draw your belly in, back and up. Allow the spine to sort of drape forward over that leg any amount. Inhale, come on back up. Bend the front knee, walk the blocks back forward, lift up that back knee again, come to low lunge. And then those blocks walk way forward. I'm going to take a few hops to bring the weight all the way onto the left foot. Right leg floats up. Make sure your blocks are underneath your shoulders, right? You can come up to your fingertips to get a little more height through the spine. Draw the belly in and then push out with all of your energy through that right leg to the wall behind you. Spin the right inner thigh up to the ceiling a little bit so the right hip drops. Draw the low belly in. Hug the outer left hip and outer left thigh in and back. And then slowly lower that leg down. Inhale, get a lot of space in the waist, thighs back, kneecaps lifted. Exhale, drape into a deep forward bend. And then again, bend your knees enough to get your ribs and your belly sort of cemented onto your upper thighs. You could rest the hands on the floor by your feet. You could reach around and grab your calves, or even reaching around the back of the legs, maybe you could find your forearms or your elbows, taking a little bit of a bind. Using the arms to draw the belly and the spine closer to the legs, but the legs are active. So press the feet down into the floor. Lift the kneecaps. The quads are lifting and active. The belly is drawing in, right? And then the backs of the legs can start to open. Good. Inhale, let that release. Bend the knees. We'll come back to that Utkatasana, seated chair pose. Rise up with the arms. Heavy the hips down. Nice work. Good. Feel those legs. Feel the strength and the support. Inhale, press through the feet. Lift up, rise up, look up. Exhale, draw your hands through your center. Good. Take a big step out. Get your legs nice and wide. So about 3.5 feet between the legs. Get a block. Put it behind your right ankle. Turn your right toes to the front of the mat. Turn your left toes in 45 degrees. You're going to draw up the thighs, so lift up through the kneecaps as you press the feet down. Arms reach out to the side. And then hinging to the right, bring the right hand down onto that block behind your right ankle for Trikonasana, or triangle pose. Left arm is up to the sky. Gazing up to the left fingers. If that causes trouble for the neck, you could look down at your right toes. But I'm active in the legs here, guys, so press down into the feet. Lift up through your kneecaps. Draw the belly in, and then lengthen out through both sides of the waist, letting the belly, the ribs, the heart, and the gaze turn up. Press into the back heel, come all the way up. You can bring your block with you, and we'll switch sides. So turn the right toes in, turn your left toes to the front of the mat, or the back as it were. Put that block behind the left ankle. Strong, straight legs, right? Press through the feet, lift the kneecaps, and then hinging over to the left, bring the left hand onto the block behind the left leg, right arm to sky. Press into the feet, especially the left big toe here. Really press down into the left big toe mound and then draw up through the ankle, the shin, the kneecaps, like your left leg was a straw and you're sucking something up from the foot all the way up into the hip. And then turn open to the sky and widen across the chest and feel your breath. Beautiful. Press into that back heel. Come on up. And then turn your toes in the same direction. Feet are parallel. You're going to clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale, let the heart lift. Exhale, take a deep forward fold here. Good. With the arms clasped over the head, you can sort of wiggle arms from side to side, right? Let the chest start to open, top of the head coming towards the floor. If your head is super far away from the floor, then take your feet really wide, right? Don't be afraid to play with widening the legs. Keep rooting down through the feet. So I want you to keep pressing the floor down with the feet and keep lifting up through the kneecaps. Draw the belly in, lengthen the waist, and deep, full breathing here. Right? Let the backs of the legs start to open up as the fronts of the legs come alive. Good. Stay folded, but release the hands. Come up to your fingertips or a block in front of you. Get a little space. Inhale. And then exhale. A few more breaths here. This time you're going to walk your hands back, maybe between the feet. And then bend the elbows, drawing them back and towards each other to draw the top of the head closer towards the floor or on the floor. If your head doesn't make it, you could even put your head on a block. Right? So you feel a little bit of stability. Feel the backs of the legs lengthening. And then inhale, walk it forward. Get some space, pull the belly in, right? And then grab a block. You're going to turn your right toes out a little bit. Bend the right knee over the right ankle. And feel, right, using that block under your shoulders for some support. You can let the hips sit back a little bit, draw the belly in, and sort of get into the inner thighs here. In the hips, inner thighs, and then we'll come up to the other side. So walk that block over to the left foot, keep it under your shoulders, let the left toes turn out, let that left knee bend towards the left ankle a little bit. Right leg is strong and straight, belly's lifting in and up. Get some sensation, some opening in the inner thighs here a little bit. Back is long. And then come on back to center. We're going to do that one more time on each side. So this is an any amount sort of thing, right? You maybe are just bending that right knee a little bit. If the hips are a little more open, maybe you're going to come towards a half squat on that side, and you could let the other toes spin up to the ceiling and hands could come up to prayer. If that doesn't work for you, no worries. Use the block and take it any amount. Good. And then we'll try the other side again. Use the strength of your legs to come through center. Turn those left toes out. Let the knee bend a little bit over the ankle. Keep that right leg strong and straight. If you're feeling really open, you're going to let yourself sit down and let the right toes rotate up towards the ceiling. Right? Hands could be on the floor for support. If you don't need them, bring them to prayer. Breathe into your legs. And then press back down to the feet. Come back to center. Heel toe, those feet closer together so you have a more supportive base. One more little forward bend. Drape over the legs. Inhale, look forward. Get space. Exhale, hands on hips. Inhale, stand all the way up. And then exhale, hop your feet together. Nice work, yogis. Okay. Moving on, we're going to come down onto the floor. So you're going to grab your strap. Come to sit. Have your legs out in front of you. And then I like my straps really long. So this one I like to double my strap. So I have a lot of strength with the strap. And then I'm going to put it underneath my feet and take a sort of assisted dandasana or staff pose. So I'm using the strap. My arms are straight. You see, I'm not pulling, right? But I'm lifting up through the waist. I'm pressing my thigh bones down and pulling my toes back towards my nose. Scoop the belly and even let the chin drop a little bit. Widen across the back. Push into the strap with the feet as you pull gently back with the arms. Feel active legs as you sit. Beautiful. And then release the strap. You're going to lie all the way down onto your back now. Start with the feet on the floor, the knees bent. You're going to use your strap again, taking it and putting the right ball of the foot in the strap now. Hook it in. And then walk your hands up the strap enough so your arms can be straight. So you're not pulling with your biceps. Let the arms be straight and let the shoulders drop back down into the mat. And breathe into the hamstring. Right leg is extended as you can, right? If your hamstrings are really tight, then maybe the leg should move a little bit lower. But take a few moments here to really breathe into the back of the right leg. If the lower back feels good, you're going to extend that left leg now out along the floor. Feel the left inner thigh rotate down towards the floor, so it's internally rotating. And then the whole left thigh, I want you to press it down and push out through the left foot. Breathe and keep sending the right thigh and the right hip away from your armpit. And then put both ends of the strap in the right hand, left hand on the left hip, and you're going to bend your right elbow just a tiny amount to get that right leg to go over and up to the right. The left leg has to stay really strong down on the floor. Don't let the left hip sway up, right? And then use your belly to draw the leg back to center. Both hands are still in the right strap. Walk your hands up and then slide your left hand down your left thigh. Do a little sit up here. Keep pushing out and flushing out through that left heel. Scoop the belly down towards the spine. Draw the right toes towards your nose, any amount. Belly is strong. Breathing deeply here. Good. And then release that head down. Release the strap from the right foot and let that right leg go all the way back down to the mat. Good. Bend both knees, place the feet on the floor, and then we'll do that whole thing on the other side. So put the left foot up into the strap, right foot on the floor. Walk your hands up the strap so the arms are straight and the shoulders are drawing back down into the mat. Widen across your chest. Start to lengthen out through the back of the left leg. Breathe and level out the pelvis, the hips. Notice if you're carrying tension in your face and your jaw. And then when you're ready, extend that right leg out along the floor, pressing out through the inner and the outer right foot. Right inner thigh spins down towards the floor and the entire right thigh bone is rooting into the mat. Breathe and keep scrubbing out through both legs, lots of energy. Good. And then when you're ready, bring the strap into the left hand, both ends, right hand to the right hip, and bend the left elbow to bring that leg out to the side and up any amount. But keep the right side of the pelvis, the right hip, the right thigh anchored down to the floor. Breathe and have energy out through both feet. And then use the strap in the belly to bring the leg back to center. And we'll do a little sit-up. So climbing that right hand down the right thigh towards the knee. Draw the navel deeply down into the spine. You can use your arm on that strap to gently draw the leg towards your nose. And then let the head release. And you'll take that leg out of the strap. Put it to the side, release the leg. Reach your arms all the way over your head. Lengthen out in two directions, really getting some length through the entire body. And then bend the knees, feet on the floor. We'll take figure 4. So right ankle over left thigh. Right hand on the right thigh bone, press it away from you, get space in the hip. Notice the opening in that right hip joint. And then when you're ready, you're going to draw that left knee in towards the chest. Reach around, grab behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. Notice any sensation in the hip joint. Keep both feet a little bit flexed so you have some energy and some life in the ankles. Full breaths in and out. Allow the back to widen. Allow the pelvis to stay as even as you can. And then release that left foot down, uncross, other side. So left ankle goes over the right knee. You're going to take the left hand on the left thigh bone, press it away from you. Get some space in the belly and the hip joint. And then when you're ready, bending that right knee towards chest, reach around, grab behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Figure 4 on the other side. Again, both feet are a little bit flexed. See if you can enjoy any sensation you're experiencing in your hip. Breathe and allow any tension in the body to start to dissipate and release. Soften the eyes, soften your gaze, connect to your breath. Inhale and exhale. Good, and then release that. Uncross the legs. And you'll grab a block now. So you're going to press down on the feet, lift the hips up, and place your sacrum, your pelvis, on your block. And you can use any of the heights of the block. I'm going to use the middle height. Make sure it's not underneath your lower back or your ribs. It's really underneath your pelvis. And then square off the feet into the floor. Let the arms rest by your sides. Turn the palms to face up. Breathe and allow the front of the hip to open up a little bit. Allow the pelvis to sink down into the support of the block. Feel the opening across the collarbones and the chest here. And allow your breath to deepen and soften. The gaze is easy. Notice any places of tension in the body. Good. Keep Re-rooting down through the feet, right? Making sure that you're stable. And then you're going to bring your hands under the block to keep it stable, and maybe bending one knee into the chest or both knees if you feel comfortable here. And then extending the legs up towards the ceiling. Flex the feet just a little bit. And feel that you're reaching not just through the outer legs, but the inner edges of the legs are reaching equally up towards the ceiling. The hands could stay supporting the block, or they're going to turn up towards the ceiling, arms resting on the floor. And let the weight of the pelvis, the pubic bone, sink into the block as the feet fly up towards the ceiling. Meditate on the heaviness of your legs and let them sort of sink down into the support of the block, into the pelvis. And then gently bend both knees, bring your feet back down to the floor into that supported Setu Bandhasana or bridge pose. And then press down through the feet to lift the hips just enough to pull that block out of the way and bring your pelvis all the way to the floor. Widen the feet, let the knees drop in towards each other, hands on your belly. Take a few breaths here and feel the complete release of your back, your legs, your feet, your head, your shoulders into the floor. Walk the feet back in. Hug the right knee in towards your chest as you extend the left leg out along the floor. And then we'll take a spinal twist. So taking that left hand to the right knee, draw it across your body any amount. Right arm and right shoulder heavying down into the floor. Gaze up to the ceiling. Feel the breath into the back, especially the right lower back, the right rib cage, the right chest. And come back to center. We'll switch sides. So draw the left knee into the chest, right leg reaching out along the floor. And then taking that twist, so drawing the left knee across the body. Left arm and left shoulder stay extended out and heavy down along the floor. Breathe into that left kidney. Feel the openness of the chest, the back, the rib cage. Get some space to find a deeper breath. And then slowly come back into center. And we'll set ourselves up for our final rest or Shavasana. So let the feet flop open. Let your arms be by your sides. Turn the palms up. Smooth out any of the skin on the back. Let the eyes close and the breath deepen. Rest as long as you like.